Alright, hello everyone. I have tried to make this video 10 times and I cried in one of them and I had to delete it because I was like, I don't want to show people I'm crying. But then again, I know I'm gonna cry. Alright, let me just first say that noise in the background is my air conditioning and that's my mop and bucket. I'm sorry, I should have got up and moved them, really didn't. But this video is coming out of nowhere. This video is to tell my story about living and growing up with MS. Wow, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna try to make it quick and not long. So here we go. Just to start out, this wasn't my idea to make this video. My friend told me you should do this video. You break down every time you try to explain it. And I could tell it's really hard on you. And I think making the video and telling people like go check this out, you will probably understand better instead of me crying and being like, this is what I go through every day now, like what it is. Because you could talk to someone and be like, do you even know what MS is? And they could be like, sure, and they could tell you that much about it. The only people who really know the most is my mom and my dad, because they were there from the beginning when I was diagnosed. Alright, let me get done with that, and thank you, Charles, for giving me this idea. But let me get to explaining. Okay, multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is a long-lasting disease that affects your optic nerves, your brain, and your spinal tap. It could cause problems with your vision, balance, muscular functions, and basic body movement or functions. It affects everyone differently. And in that example, like someone can't walk, but for me, I have pain in my head. Okay, that was a bad example, but you get the point. Like, we have different symptoms. No one is ever the same. Alright, and it happens when the immune system attacks a fatty material, which wraps around your nerve fibers to protect them. Without the outer shell, your nerves become damaged and scar tissue may form. And let me just say, that is what I have. I have scar tissue on my brain. You do an MRI and bam, white lesions are on my brain, people. The damage means your brain can't send signals through your body correctly. Your nerves also don't work as they should to help you move and feel. As a result, there are some symptoms that you may get, which is trouble walking, feeling tired, muscle weakness or spasm, blurred or double vision, numbness or tingling, sexual problems, poor bladder or bowel control, pain, depression, and problem focusing or remember. Alright, and that's all you guys really need to know about that. Also, what sucks is this disease mainly happens to people who are 20 to 40 years old. I'm 16 and I'm living with it, and I'm gonna fight this crap no matter how hard my life gets. Okay, let's start off. Let me just see, it's 5:13 in the morning and I'm making a video and my mom's asleep in the other room. Okay, to start off and say December 5th, I had a doctor's appointment because the week before that day, my air conditioner went off. The week before that day, my eye vision was really poor. Like, it would hurt to move my eyeball, but I'm being honest, it hurt to move my eyeball, and it looked like I was looking into a static TV. Like, let's just say, you know, when the ring, that girl from the ring comes out of that TV and how static it was? That's how my eyesight felt, only my left side, and I was only having headaches, like, on this side of my head. And it was like bad headaches. It was like if someone took something this bad and just started hitting my head with it, and I was like, I need help. Okay, I went to the ophthalmologist. I'm not even try. The eye doctor. I don't know the actual name. I don't know how to pronounce it. But I went to the eye doctor and she was doing all these tests, blah blah blah. She's like, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm having problems with my eyes. I took my prescription stuff. Like, what's going on?" So she's doing that, and she's working my right eye. She's like, "Your right eye is perfectly fine, girl." And she didn't say it like that, but this is my phrasing to be easy and quick and try not to cry. And she did my left eye, and she put the letters on the board, and she's like, "What letters do you see?" I'm like, "None." She's like, "Okay." So she makes them bigger. She's like, "What letters do you see?" "None." Makes it bigger one more time. "What letters do you see?" "None." That was bad. So she's like, "Okay, tell me if you can see my hand." And it was only towards my left eye. And she puts her hand really close, and it got to the point where her hand had to be right up on my eye for me to see it. She's like, "Okay, I see nothing wrong with your eye itself." She would go sit with your mom. She did some research, wasn't really sure. And she came back, she's like, "Did I do a color blindness test?" I'm like, "Oh, no." That's what got a little creepy. She doing it, she took the top of this red bottle. She was like, "Okay, the top of this red bottle is 10. Red bottle is red. So, red, okay, I got this color. Right eye, it's a 10. I see it. Left eye, it's white." And I'm like, 0? -10? I can't see nothing. You see, like, before I keep going on, you can see how, like, whatever, being positive, I want to stay positive. I don't want to be negative anymore about this disease. I'm not letting this disease ruin me. This disease already took one of my dreams away from me. I'm not letting it do it again. Alright, back to track. She's like, she writes me this paper. She's like, "You need to go to the hospital stats. Something is not right. We need to get an MRI or a CAT scan." Whatever. I was supposed to go help my dad. I was in the eye doctor room for 3 hours. I called my dad. I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go to the hospital, Dad. I'm getting a CAT scan." He's like, "What for? What's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know. The woman put tumor or something's wrong with my brain." He was like, "Does the paper say stat?" He goes, "Yeah. My dad's a police officer. My soon-to-be stepmom is, she works for Memorial Hospital, and my soon-to-be stepbrother over there." And as like all this is going on, my soon-to-be stepmom was calling hospitals, and one city that my dad worked with, they called and they're like, "Oh, our MRI machine's shut off." And I was like, "Damn it, where am I gonna go?" She's like, "Go to Joe DiMaggio. You need to go to the hospital now. This is where you're gonna be sent English because you're a minor. 16, you're gonna be sent there." I went there. The funniest part about this whole situation was when my dad showed up at the hospital. My dad was still in his police uniform. And when we sat down in the waiting room to be called, the security guard thought I was a Baker Act. And if some of you don't know what that is one of them crazy kids. But the security guard should have known I wasn't handcuffed. I was just staying away from my parents because I was kind of scared. I don't like hospitals. I don't like needles. Whatever. I get rushed to this room and they sit me down. They're like, "Okay, we're gonna do some tests. Blah blah blah. You're gonna stay in here." The guy's looking at me and he's like, "We think we know what it is, but we're not sure. We're gonna put her into an MRI." I'm like, "An MRI? I don't know that stuff." I already have IV, so I'm shaking because there's a giant needle in my arm. I don't know what's going on. And they take me to an MRI, and David said, "Okay, we won't get results for till tomorrow. We're gonna send her upstairs to another room, or isolation." There you go. So I went from ER to isolation. Ooh. Okay, from there I think I already called most of my friends. So some of them are coming to visit me. And we're in the hospital room chilling, and everyone's being nice. Someone brought me Taco Bell. I was like, "Jesus, thank you." And we're sitting there, and the nurse comes in. She calls my mom. It's like, "Oh, private talk. I have friends here." And she comes back in, and she's like, my mom's about to cry. She's like, "You have MS." I'm like, I'm trying not to cry. And my mom's crying, and I'm like, "What's MS, Mom?" "Multiple sclerosis." And let me just say, we knew very little about this. I've never heard of the disease in my life. So I'm bawling my eyes out in front of all my friends, let's just say that, crying, and I had makeup on because one, I was hungry because I couldn't eat for 32 hours because I had to go for another 3-hour MRI, and they wouldn't let me eat. Oh, hell broke loose. And my closest friend Hannah, like, she was sitting on the bed with me, and she got on, and everyone got on my bed, and they were just hugging me. They're like, "Yo, calm down, you're strong as a bone. You can get through this." And I'm thinking, no, I can't. I don't know what this disease is. Nurse came in, she's like, "There's no need to cry. You're good. We're gonna help you. We caught it right in time. Right in time before I went blind." Literally, that's what she was saying. Trying not to cry. Okay. Okay, so, like, days go on, and they're like, okay, I have this IV, like, in this arm. And, they're like, we're putting you on steroids and another medicine. I can tell you, the minute I was allowed to eat, those steroids ruined my appetite. They taste so bad. Like, all my appetite went bad. I couldn't sleep. My body became very puffy. I started eating everything in sight. It was horrible. So, I think I was in the hospital for 6 days. I missed school all week. Teachers were wondering what happened to me. Where did you go? The bad thing was, midterms were a week away, and I wasn't there to study, and it kind of sucked. So, knowing that you live with MS is kind of hard, and you didn't know a lot about it. So, I had to go to another therapy. It feels like therapy because I have to talk to this dude a lot. But, like, I'm talking to him, and he's explaining everything. He's like, what you have is a disease with no cure. You're gonna be put on medication, and he's listing his medication in one with them where you're gonna be put on shots where you have to inject yourself. Remember, I said I hate needles. I almost flipped out when they put a needle on my arm for IV because I can't do that. That scares me. And they're like, well, all your other medications, what you call it, they give you side effects, but the shot doesn't. The only side effect you have is swelling your redness to the injection. I'm like, oh my god, I'd rather take side effects than a needle. I'm sorry, that's my cat. My parents picked the needle. Time goes on, 6 months to where I am now. A few months ago, I went in to get an update MRI. You get that phone call on a voicemail saying, "We need to see a Isabel, urgent." You know you got worse. And that's what happened. Supposedly, I had a flare up in my brain, and another lesion appeared. And I can tell you guys this, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, you gotta live with it. And my therapist doctor was like, we have to change your medication. You can't be on Copaxone anymore. Did I say medication? Whatever. You can't be on Copaxone. And he was naming all these medicines. He's like, I want you to rebirth. And I'm like, literally, this is so funny. I was like, that sounds like a freaking pregnancy pill I'm gonna be taking. Like, what? Let me be honest. 2 days ago, I just recently started taking it. I've been off in it for 3 weeks. 3 weeks I haven't been on medication. I thought I was gonna die. You guys don't understand that it puts you in a state of mind where you feel like you just want to give up. Everything. It's like there was points where I've been so tired I don't want to get out of bed. Where you hit like depression for nothing, but you just hit depression, and you're like, wow, is this what it's really causing me to do? Why am I sick? I'm not sick. Why am I sniffling? It sucks having it. There's points where I was in school and I had to like start circling my wrist because I lost feeling and I had to drop everything. And only one teacher understood what was going on because I couldn't tell any other teacher because I didn't know how to explain. Hey, I got MS. What do I do? And then PT came and it was like a really hot day and I had to like step up and be like, first sergeant, I can't do PT. You know, I had to explain everything. He was like, I understand, Isabel. my my dream was to go into like the army or Coast Guard, kind of follow my parents' footsteps, because both of my parents are retired. Not really retired, but veterans, both in the army. And then my dad kind of sat down with me. He's like, because you have this disease and you have motion control problems at certain points, they won't allow you to have a firearm. And I felt my life crumble. I was like, this has been my dream since middle school. I wanted to do either Coast Guard or Army. I wanted to do it. And last year, as my sophomore year, I was thinking, I was like, Mom, I want to go to college and I want to be an MS physical therapist. And talking to Charles, he was like, that is perfect for you because you could talk to people because you could relate to them. You have this disease. Don't let one dream bring you down. And I'm telling that to everyone. If you have MS or not, don't let one dream bring you down. Think of another one. There's probably so much more I missed out, but I can't explain a lot because it's hard. Yes, I'm on this new medication. Yes, there's symptoms such as seizures, depression, suicidal thoughts. But am I gonna let that get me down? No, I'm gonna be positive all the way. I gave up softball, but it wasn't because of this disease. It was because I just wanted to stop, knowing that if I was playing, I probably wouldn't have been able to play anymore because I can't really be in heat. So I kind of buried myself inside, but I still exercise. I still do everything I used to do. I don't really let this disease stop me. I know my limits. I know how much I could push myself. So I'm like, okay, I gotta stop. He was right. I had to let this out. I can't keep explaining this to so many people. I just have to be open to everyone out there. So this is where I'm gonna end it. I'm Isabel Salinas, 16 years old, and I'm living, and I'm gonna fight MS. I'm gonna keep fighting to the very end. Bye everyone.